Well, Bill Gates might have some competition.
Uh-oh.
A pandemic special.
Haven't played that one in a while. This is a pandemic special. New York Post. This thanks to Jam, who sends us a bunch of links every episode. Producer Jam. Appreciate it. But there's a series of articles here. We won't necessarily read through all of them, but they all have a common enemy. New York Post headline: gruesome nosebleed fever. Death toll rises as 18 rises to 18 as tick-borne virus spreads.
Spooky.
Tick-borne virus.
Tick-borne.
Nosebleed fever is as gruesome as it sounds, more technically called Crimean Congo hemorrhagic fever. The tick-borne virus has been detected in some 120 people in Iraq since January, including 18 who have died from the disease. Health officials have warned, fearing an escalating spread. So you got this.
Interesting.
You got the
so
nosebleed.
It's happening in Iraq, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's not breeding any confidence about what they've uncovered over there and all the ancient stuff they're trying to get into.
Sure, yeah.
All right,
so the
there's
mummies they've released.
Number 2, dailymail.co.uk. Connecticut man suffers from deadly brain infection caused by Powassan virus, the Powassan virus, after he was bit by a tick. Officials confirm weeks after death from disease was confirmed in Maine. So this is a different tick situation.
Ticks.
A Connecticut man is recovering at home after suffering a case of the rare Powassan virus, state officials report. The Connecticut Department of Public Health confirmed last week that the man between 50 and 59 years old fell ill in March. Why would that's interesting. The man between the age of 50 and 59 fell ill in March and suffered a severe illness that affected his central nervous system and required hospitalization. It is the second high-profile case of the rare tick-borne virus in the region, with Maine reporting a death from the Powassan virus just 3 weeks ago. A highly deadly virus attacks a person's brain and nervous system and has no vaccine or known effective treatment or cures. You know what that means? Cha-ching! We need more. We need billions.
Yeah, we can whip up a vaccine real quick.
The virus is spread from an animal to human, usually via tick or woodchuck bite. Officials confirmed that this man was bitten by a tick and warned others to take precautions. The identification of the Connecticut resident with Powassan virus-associated illness emphasizes the need to take action to prevent tick bites from now through the late fall. So we're turning into Africa over here. So that's another one. There's more, Basil. There's another one from dailymail.co.uk in the sequence. Every American carnivore's worst nightmare. Thousands, including John Grisham. Oh, no. John Grisham. Have developed an allergy to meat due to tick bites. Sparking
an allergy to meat. I've actually heard of this before.
Yeah, due to tick bites, sparking immune system disorder called alpha-gal.
Yeah. Alpha-gal. Boss babe.
Boss babe and alpha-gal. A rising number of Americans are claiming to suffer from an immune syndrome disorder and meat allergy caused by a sugar found in tick bites. The disorder is known as alpha-gal syndrome, named after a carbohydrate found in most mammals except humans and apes, and the saliva of some ticks, according to the Springfield News Leader. Tick bites can lead to an allergy to alpha-gal, meaning that eating meat that contains the carbohydrate can cause an allergic reaction. Symptoms range from mild to the potentially fatal. People have described everything from anaphylaxis to chronic diarrhea, vomiting, or breaking out in hives. Sounds like monkeypox a little bit too. Some people are so allergic that even the fumes from meat cooking nearby can trigger reactions, says Dr. Tina Merritt. Oh my gosh, this is like a dream come true for all those the Beyond Meat people and the woke and the progressives bugs. And the bug people. It's like, the bugs are causing you to lose your ability to like meat. Well, let's eat the tick.
Eat the bugs.
Eat the bugs. And we don't have to go through everything here, but I mean that's a lot of tick fear in the news. Yeah. What's going on with the tick fear, especially one with the meat? This is some food supply chain, or food price, and all that is intermingled into all this, and just sanitation in general. Remember that Bilderberg conversation post COVID health, or like health standards post pandemic or whatever it was.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, we're seeing
post-pandemic health.
We're seeing it in the news cycle where every little thing where stuff like this probably happened quite often. It just wasn't, could be the next thing. Like it wasn't dangled out there as like, it could be the next pandemic. So that's the big difference I see here with all this stuff. I mean, this kind of thing has been going on forever. Even the monkeypox thing has been happening forever, according to their own mainstream articles. So why the sudden fear?
Control mechanism, man.
Yeah,
I mean, right there. They're just proving themselves to be It's just a psyop. It's just they're just coming straight out with it. You know, we're just going to talk about every scary disease that could possibly kill you, even if it's always happened, and even if the numbers are so astronomically low that the chances of any individual getting it are basically impossible, unless you're going to a sauna or a club or something.
You know, this is the side effect of the internet generation, where all this information is available, but for some reason there's so much information available that it's I feel like there's a generation like the Gen Zs and stuff. They feel like it's the worst it's ever been. Like their sentiment is, oh my gosh, everything is the worst it's ever been, and that's because of these articles. Like because of the culture, the tone that's set from mainstream media and entertainment media. That's why all these we have a whole generation of anxious children, waiting for the worst, the next shoe to drop, and it's inflation, it's a pandemic, it's whatever. I mean, it's I thought we were when I was a kid, I was like, wow, there's a lot going on with 9/11, and then Afghanistan, and there was all kinds of stuff happening. But now it's just like even
it was so singularly focused. It was just like one thing at a time. You know?
Right. Which makes sense because back then media was more like that. It wasn't all over the place. It was a controlled stream of a select few outlets that provided news, and it was much more concentrated. As it became more widespread and accessible, it allows for your independent people to come in and talk, but it also, I think, gives permission to the mainstream people to have to stand out in that environment, and that causes them to be more fear-driven because fear does earn clicks.
Gotta get those eyeballs on the advertisements, man.
Well, and that's I'll say this during the whole Face Like the Sun, experience, 10 years, there was a point like 3 or 4 years in where I was just titling things like as I saw it, like whatever it was. But there was there was always that kind of temptation of like, oh, I could make this sound way more dramatic, just by saying like, last minute thing. And there are certain channels that do that. I won't mention any names.
You see it all the time.
Jason A. But like every video is titled, like nobody's talking about this. Last chance to find out before every video is like that. And but the problem with that is after a while you lose that edge when it comes to another
loses
video.
All meaning.
What was he talking? I thought the world was going to end last time. So anyway.
Well, the unfortunate part about that is that it relies on constant growth, constant new people. I mean, that's clickbait because if you're interacting with one viewer will sniff out your clickbait after you get them like twice or something.
Right.
And then from then on, you lost that viewer because they know you're just clickbaity. But the model that requires, the model that supports the clickbaitiness, and I mean this for corporate news as well, not just like
that's what I'm saying. They're sort of forced to do it because of the environment of all these people just saying whatever and making really wild titles for videos and stuff like that in articles.
It only lasts for so long because you have to continue to grow your audience, and once you've saturated, then you basically start sabotaging yourself, which is where I think CNN and lots of mainstream news have found themselves doing exactly that, making every single little thing the most world-ending emergency and the thing you got to be scared of. And they did that basically starting in 2016 with Trump is when that model fully, got cranking. And it only took about 6 years, and everybody's tired of it. and now you actually have to do real journalism, real work. You got to gain people's trust, because when you do the clickbaity thing, you just lose people's trust, man.
Which is why the titles of our episodes: Nefamster Nefenguins, Lord Algorithm.
That's not luring anybody
Beto's
into watching. Nobody is watching this show or listening to this show because of the episode titles. I'll tell you what. Just kidding. I love them.
All I'm saying is that we're not participating in that fear mongering with the titles, and also, which is ironic because we're more of like the end times people, right? We're supposed to be talking about how it's all coming to an end, but we're the more level-headed ones. How did that happen in the last 10 years?
Well, we don't make our money from corporations, so
that's right.
We don't have to.
Yeah.